story. As you see, the snow's falling. You know, it's a little winter time. Little winter time. I don't think it's snowing in South Carolina though. Goes to North Carolina. It doesn't matter. Let's get back to it. There's individual. His name is Squirrel. Imagine that. Imagine your name is Squirrel. But take a look at him. He kind of looks like a squirrel. I wouldn't say he looks like a squirrel, but he's a small person. Imagine being a small person. But let's get back to it. This video right here, they say, you know what? He's like he's like a cat. He's like a cat. So many lives. But instead of lives, he's getting so many chances. Imagine that. But either way, the story of Squirrel. Okay.
Nearly 6 years, Devonta Squirrel Robinson faced accountability for multiple crimes investigators accused him of in and around his hometown of Pageland, South Carolina. His criminal record started in 2017. Most charges involved a serious violent felony spread out across 9.
So that's where he's from. He's from South Carolina. And they say he was somewhat of a violent person. You know, I wonder why. I mean, I'm not gonna sit. I'm not gonna be rude. Let's get back to it. Imagine that. Don't forget it's snowing right now.
Incidents and 11 different victims. When he walked into court on February 10th, 2026, Squirrel faced a maximum of 185 years in prison.
He is here to plead guilty to attempted armed robbery, failure to stop for blue lights, intimidation of a witness, discharging a firearm into an occupied vehicle. Your Honor, this is a negotiated plea. And Your Honor, I'm sorry, this is pursuant to North Carolina versus Alford.
Could you hold your hand up, sir?
So that's what it is. That's what it is. Career criminal. They see Squirrel. He's a career criminal. But they say he's like he has many lives, like a cat in a sense, or he gets a whole lot of chances. Imagine that. Have to admit, the crimes that he's been accused of, most individuals they probably go to jail for a long time for it. But nope, not Squirrel, not Squirrel at all.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Robinson, I know your lawyer is claiming you're an lawful plea. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
In a lawful plea, the defendant does not admit guilt, but consents to the conviction because the defendant agrees or believes that a jury, after a hearing and hearing evidence, to a guilty verdict. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
With an offer plea, regardless of it being an offer plea where you don't admit guilt, it is a conviction on your record.
So that's what's going on with Squirrel right there. They said that every time he gets in trouble, he always gets away. Imagine that. Imagine always getting away. I mean, let's check out his story. It's unbelievable, I have to admit. It really is.
The county courthouse. Multiple case files with Squirrel's name on them. Court record shows Squirrel's first violent felony case came in 2017 when he was 18 years old. Investigators say Squirrel and two co-defendants used a shotgun to beat and rob a man inside his home on R.W. Tadlock Road.
Imagine that. Squirrel's not a normal person. Small, violent individual. Imagine that. But either way, that's what's going on. The snowstorm right now, we just see what's going on with Squirrel. Why does Squirrel keep on getting off all the time?
Record $400, a TV, 2 gaming systems, and took the victim's house and car keys. Chesterfield County deputies charged Squirrel with assault and battery by mob, armed robbery with a deadly weapon, pointing and presenting a gun, and criminal conspiracy.
Squirrel's a bad man.
Attorney General Alan Wilson's office case, but 5 years into the prosecution, the AG's office dismissed all charges, claiming insufficient evidence to prosecute.
So that's what's going on with Squirrel right there. They say he might be one of the luckiest individuals around. Imagine that. I mean, it's one of those things, though. Sometimes the victims, they don't get justice. It's a terrible thing. It really is.
His first felony case, deputies charged Squirrel with trying to kill his own family member by shooting him with a shotgun. He already faced decades in prison from the prior attempted murder case, but the AG's office dropped the charges in this new case as well, with the AG writing that the victim did not want Squirrel prosecuted.
Imagine
in August
that.
2018, 6 months after that attempted murder case, deputies charged Squirrel with beating his live-in girlfriend.
Imagine that.
The Attorney General's office did nothing with that case for nearly 5.
I have to admit, for a lot of these criminals, going 6 months with another crime is a long time. Imagine that. I can never figure out why that is. I haven't done nothing wrong in about 6 months. Imagine that. I haven't done nothing wrong in months.
Squirrel remained Circuit Assistant Solicitor Mary Thomas Lee, with a stroke of a pen, dismissed that charge.
Okay.
Devontae trying to rob y'all. Or Squirrel. Nickname Squirrel.
Like, he was officer, he was intoxicated on some stuff that we aren't even partaking in.
Okay. Was he trying to rob y'all money or drugs? Just be honest.
Money.
Okay.
I ain't got no drugs. Y'all look at me. I don't even look like no drugs.
Okay. I'm just asking the question.
In June 2020, while free on bond on other pending charges, investigators say Squirrel attempted to rob Tariq Adams and Noah Avila at gunpoint.
Unfortunately, now with Squirrel, he's young. And unfortunately, when these individuals, they're young criminals, they think it's so cool. Imagine that. Imagine being young and a criminal is so cool. But once they get older, everything changes. Imagine that.
Got them. Squirrel did that encounter unscathed. Investigators say Avila fired back, hitting Squirrel multiple times. They all survived. The sheriff's office later charged Squirrel with 2 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of attempted armed robbery. He was set free on a $150,000 bond in order to wear a GPS monitor. And if he violates the bond, the judge ordered Squirrel be immediately jailed.
So to make a long story short, like I said, don't forget 6 months going by without committing another crime to these individuals. That's like so long though. So naturally they said Squirrel get back to it again. Imagine getting back to it again.
Solicitor Mary Ellen Walter dropped every other charge in that attempted murder case if Squirrel would plead guilty to 1 count of attempted armed robbery. And he did. Walter negotiated a 15-year sentence, but if Squirrel completes 5 years on probation without any new charges, he will never have to serve the 15 years. In March 2022, still free on bond, Pageland police charged Squirrel with illegally carrying a 9mm pistol in town. 4 years later, the Attorney General's office never finished prosecuting that case. Walter dismissed the charge in the February 2026 plea deal.
So that's what's going on with Squirrel right there. That's what's going on with Squirrel right there. Basically, it's like every case he gets, it gets dismissed or dropped. Imagine that. But at the same time, imagine somebody being in jail, locked up in the name of Squirrel. That'd be so disrespectful. It really would be. If you like this video, check out my other one. They say crime don't pay. But I see him do it. Don't imagine that. Squirrel.
Police arrested Squirrel again, charging him with failure to stop for a blue light, reckless driving, no insurance or registration, and a chop shop ticket. Like the gun charge, the AG's office never finished that prosecution either. Solicitor Walter made a deal with Squirrel. If he'd plead guilty to the failure to stop, she'd ask for just 3 years in prison to run concurrently with all the other sentences. In April 2022, again while out on bond on all of those prior cases, Chesterfield County deputies charged in a shooting at this Pageland apartment complex. Investigators charged Dadrian Deshaun Lockhart with shooting up an apartment there with 5 adults and 2 6-year-olds.
And Squirrel gets off again. Imagine that. It'd be kind of crazy having somebody locked up named a Squirrel.